I am Nick Shell, and welcome to this video in which I will explain what inspired me to write my newest song, Is It Morning? And in case you haven't heard the song, which would be pretty weird if you're watching a video about the song, I haven't seen it, but just look in the description there. I'll put a link so you can watch the song, watch me perform the song live, which was the 12th take. I had to get it just right, and I feel like out of the dozens of songs that I've filmed here in my garage for my YouTube channel, that was probably one of the most perfect takes I've had of a song. Because even when I try several takes, usually there's one little part that I'll kind of judge myself a little too harshly on. But I feel really good about that 12th take, which is what you'll see there when you check out the song if you haven't already. So Is It Morning? This was written on June 3rd, 2021, which is important to note because it's referenced in the song. I'm filming this on July 11th. So it's been over a month since I've written the song, and it's been over a month since I've released a new song here. And it has more to do with me going on vacation and having really busy workload at my actual job. So this is a very interesting song, how this came about. And I just love the story, so I incorporated the story into the song. So chorus story, I had a dream, and in the dream, I was playing chords from the song, chords from the key of A. So like A and F sharp minor, are two of the first ones I would think of when I think of the key of A. And in the dream, I was playing those chords, trying to write a song. Like in the dream, I was writing a song with those chords from the key of A. And then I woke up kind of confused, thinking, I wonder if I should just go play those on the guitar just to see what would happen. So I did. And within 30 minutes, I had written this song. That's exactly what happened. So in the dream, I knew what the chords were. I played them. I wrote it out real quick. And then that morning, I still went to the gym, went for a walk. It was so random. It was 6:30 a.m., on a whatever day of the week that was, Tuesday. It was just some random thing. And so I thought, well, I want to write that concept into the song. That I was given the chords to this and the idea for the song somehow. How can I make that into a song? It's very self-aware. So let's dive into the lyrics of this, because as abstract as it is and unrehearsed as the lyrics were, it has a lot of meaning, and I think it definitely is a reflection of where I'm at in life, and I think a lot of people of where they're at in life. So let's get to the lyrics. And by the way, I purposely wrote this song to where it doesn't have an obvious chorus, it doesn't have an obvious verse. Technically it's 4 verses. Technically, it's 2 different versions of the chorus. And like most of my songs, I like to start with the chorus. So here we go. Is it morning? Is it noon? How did I get here in this room? Is it winter? Is it June? Will these flowers start to bloom? Now, I wasn't just trying to rhyme. To me, that has a lot of purpose to it. And I think especially since COVID happened and we're all in the aftermath of that and starting life over. And for me, having turned 40, just a couple of months ago in April, there's this definite concept of most of the time I can't tell you what day of the week it is. I can't tell you what month it is. I can't tell you what season it is. It just all kind of runs together for me. And I wanted to express that. And especially, will these flowers start to bloom? Basically, whatever's about to start, whatever's happening, whatever the point is it going to start happening soon, or has it already happened and I'm in it? So definitely an existential crisis type of song, midlife crisis. So many of my songs are a reflection of that, and I'm not ashamed of it. So as we get into, I guess you could say, the first and second verses, I sort of get the feeling I'm not here by accident. I don't quite understand it, what exactly is happening. How long am I here for? Where do I end up next? Am I in the beginning or the beginning of the end? So here's where we're getting into a dichotomy of midlife crisis, existential crisis, life after COVID sort of thing. But also, for being honest, every human being who's ever existed, people get to decide by default whether a creator put us here or science put us here. You have to come to terms with that. What's the purpose of you being here? How did you get here? Etc. The God question, the question of existence. Are you going to give that credit to the creator or say, no, it's pure chance, it's just science? And I will say too that this song was written around the time on Netflix they came out with a documentary about the black hole. And this is fascinating. I'm gonna name drop Jedediah Eisler. Google her. So Jedediah, Jedidah, Eisler, Isler. So when I first moved to Nashville in 2005, she and I became friends pretty quickly, and we're really good friends there for a while until she moved away to get her doctorate in astrophysicist or whatever. It's like she was the first black astrophysicist ever, from what I understand, from what I remember. So look her up and give her a shout out if you happen to know who she is. Jedediah Eisler. So she was the first to really tell me this concept of the black hole. Whether you're religious or you're scientific, there are certain mysteries of the universe that we struggle to even grasp. But even the concept that Albert Einstein understood there had to be a black hole for the numbers and everything to make sense in the universe. The concept that the universe, in theory, can't have an end, and that it can't, even if it had a start, was there nothing before that? And then that brings us into the question of God. So God was always existing, so he has no beginning. There's so many questions, whether you're science or whether you're religious, either way, it raises some scary, uncomfortable questions when we really start thinking about this. And the black hole documentary kind of brought that to life. It's kind of a creepy thing when you realize how minute we are. And so let me go ahead and go into more lyrics, because that's what it exactly goes into. So after that, basically the first and second verses there, I go into the second version of the chorus, which I only do once because it's so related to those existential questions. So here it is. What's my purpose? What's the point? I'm just a speck in the universe making a little noise. Is God watching this? Is he entertained? I woke up confused with no lines memorized, standing here on stage. Now that is a reference, that's a biographical reference. Imagine me, a shy kid, didn't really care about sports even as I played them. And then in third grade, 1990, there was a guy, it was like the youth director or whatever of the church. He asked me to be in a play a part. He needed a boy my age that didn't even speak any lines. So I did that. And then the next year he did another play, and he's like, okay, well, this one just has a few lines. And then the next year, now I have a song for you to sing in addition to you being one of the main characters. And every year, whether it was a school play, a church play, I was always in plays. I was always on stage. And then in high school, I learned to play the guitar and just was in a band and was on stage. And so I was always on stage. But I've definitely connected this concept of being on a stage, but what if you didn't have any lines? What if you were just standing there, you knew you're supposed to perform, but what do I say? What do I do? What's my identity? What's my role? So I put that into the song, and I think that's again a reflection of the existential questions that we have, if we're being honest. So there's the second version of the chorus. Then it goes to the little whistle solo. Hope you enjoyed that. I thought, man, have I never whistled in a song? We need to definitely do this. Standing on the Dock of the Bay, that song, I recently heard that as, oh yeah, like towards the end he has a whistle solo. This is a good song for that. A song that I wrote that only has 3 chords, mind you. I don't know that I've ever released a song on here that only had 3 chords. I mean, not even 4, but 3, which is A, F sharp minor, and E. That's really the only chords to this song. So moving on to the, actually I guess you'd say the third and the fourth verse. So this has 4 verses. Just the way I split them up was a little bit creative. So here we get into the dream. I had a simple dream last night that I was playing these chords. So when I woke up this morning, I could not ignore them. So in essence, I wrote the song. And then I go back to the first chorus, is it morning, is it noon? Just kind of reference, did I wake up? Did I dream that? And I woke up and now I'm starting to live this? Like, wait, where am I again? You ever you're used to sleeping in your own bed and then you go on vacation and then you wake up in a new room and like, wait, where am I? Why am I in this room? Kind of one of those things. So then the final verse 4. I brought this song to you from when I was still asleep. Most likely a metaphor, how life is like a dream. So there you go. There's the lyrics to this. It's about an existential crisis. It's about us being forced to ask those God questions. Do we choose to believe that He created us? Do we choose to believe that we were born with a fallen, sinful nature and that we need to trust in Jesus Christ for salvation and hope of eternal life? Or is it just science and we don't have to worry about it and we have no accountability to anything after we die? That's what this song's about. I hope you'd enjoy it. Again, you can check out right there. There's a link. You can hear the song if you haven't already. And please, I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments right here.